everyone, and welcome to today's video. We're going to go out in the garden and I'm just going to talk to you today while I work on a project. I hope you don't mind. And it's such a beautiful day. It's in the 60s and we have a couple nice days before we get that rain, and I've been really working in my garden getting it all ready. So I'll meet you out there. I was cleaning out the garage and I found a few things that need to go out in my potting shed. And then a beautiful subscriber gave me some garden seeds, which I'm going to be working in the greenhouse. But when I do my cleaning and I find something that it's not in its place, I like to always right away put it where it belongs. And that way it keeps things really organized. We are creating a Peter Rabbit garden. Now I do this every year, but each year I get more and more elaborate. And you are going to be seeing a transformation into my garden. If you really want to know more about Peter Rabbit or Beatrix Potter, the author of Peter Rabbit, you really need to do some research. At the end of this video, I'm going to share with you other videos from other people all about Peter Rabbit. All right, so let's go ahead and put this away, and then we'll go down the garden and I'll show you what I'm working on. It's going to be something really unique for me this year. Okay, so now we're down at the garden. And what I'm doing is I'm going to open up this little greenhouse and we're going to plant spinach in here. So other years I had spinach growing all year, but last year what happened was the plastic broke because it was so windy, and then of course it got really cold, but the spinach came back. All right, now we're going to water it really good. Now I'm going to keep this closed, but every once in a while when I know it's going to rain, I'll open it up. But it'll keep the moisture. You won't believe how quick they'll germinate. All right, so this is the rosemary, which it always dies every year, but for some reason I think it's gonna live. Not sure. This one here looks pretty rough, but we're gonna see if we can bring this back to life again. Needs a good watering. Gardening can be however you want it. You can make it very difficult, you can make it very easy. For me, I just showed you today what I do, and everything comes up nice, it sprouts nice, and it is a fun project and hobby to have. Whether you have land or you have a balcony or just a kitchen windowsill, gardening can make a tremendous blessing in your life. And just by growing things, we are created in the desire to want to be with nature. That's how we're made. And when you get out and you do things outside, even if you just sit outside for a couple minutes to enjoy the sun. You know, way back in the 80s and 90s, people were out in the sun a lot. They sunbathed. And then it came with cancer, being in the sun, and then people were afraid to go out in the sun. But vitamin D, the real natural vitamin D, is really important for your health, your mental health, your physical health, and getting outside and just getting a little bit of fresh air. Open your windows, do things that bring nature into your house, and you will be surprised at how your life will change by just doing these few steps. I decided to take a few moments and plant the rocket herb from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to go ahead and put it in this big bucket. These grow really big. So what they look like is, they look like this. And the seeds are inside. So what it shows is you can plant it like a disc, like this. And that's somewhat how I plant mine. And then just fill it up with soil. I'm going to take a moment to answer some of your questions. One of the questions was, how do you get everything done? And what is your secret? I got a whole bunch of eggs in here. So my secret isn't really a secret. So I write down every week, every Sunday afternoon, I will spend a couple hours and write down what I want to do that week. Then I will itemize it into Monday through Saturday. So Monday I would like to do this, and Tuesday and so forth. Then I come up with the ideas for my videos. So I try to write down every little detail of everything I want done. For instance, if I need to get a shower, I write down shower. Every little thing, because when you start crossing things off your list, it makes you start feeling better, even if it's just small things. And that's what I'll do. So today's list, I had everything written out, and I sometimes even put by the hour. So from 9 to 12, I want this to get done. And then from 1 to 4, I want this to get done. And that's how I do it. And then I always, by 3 or 4, I always stop with the YouTube part of my life. Then I will watch videos, or I'll do a lot of reading, do a lot of things like that. So with the summer months, I don't have as much time to read. Girls, stop being fussy. And I do then implement the things that I've done over the winter. So in the wintertime, I'll do the researching and what I like to see at each month. So each month there's going to be a project that I like to do. She's soon going to jump up on me here. So that's how I do it. I write lists down. I'm a list maker and a list cross off, and I like doing all of that, and it really helps motivate me to see that list, you know, and everything get checked off. What I've been doing now since I'm older is I do have one day of the week other than Sunday where there is nothing on my list. Then that day I can go through my list, and anything I didn't get done, I can do it. So it's my honey to-do list one day a week. So if I didn't finish canning, I will do it that day. My energy level is extremely high, but I do get very tired, and so by 3 o'clock, I normally can't do a whole lot of work or thinking about YouTube or anything like that. That's just part of my age, I assume, and it's just part of my natural phase of my body. And so I learned that, and I work around it. So whatever your highest amount of energy is, that's when you work on your list. Some people, it's in the evening and they can't sleep at night. For me, oh, I love to sleep, but then I do get up really early and I'm ready to go. My energy level, it's like a gas tank. My gas tank is very high in the morning, and as the day goes, it gets lower and lower and lower. And then sometimes I just know I have to stop, or I get too overwhelmed and then it gets too stressful. I've learned all of these things, and they have helped me tremendously in my YouTube channel and helping me to maintain my level of energy and my happiness, because I've learned to go with my boundaries of my own life. You're going to hear me say the word boundaries quite a bit in my videos, because that's one thing I'm really learning these days is my boundaries. And what are my boundaries and what are your boundaries in your everyday life or in the life outside of your home? Much of the time I spend is in my house. So much of the time that I am doing things, it's with my home. My children are a big part of my life, and my grandchildren, and my husband as well. That is my circle, and I always keep that circle pretty small, because I'm finding these days that that is where it brings me the most happiness. But I do know I have an outside world. I have the outside world of YouTube, and I do a lot of volunteer work, and I have other relationships as well. But what I like to do is I try to keep them with boundaries, and so that keeps me motivated but not get so overwhelmed with life's pressures. I was throwing a bunch of stuff in here and I totally forgot that you need to have some dry material too. I've been putting it off way too long, and it's smelly. Woo-wee! It's the small accomplishments in life, my friends. The small things in life. This is probably not the easiest, the best way to do this, but it doesn't matter really if I miss it. much better. There you go. Now when I put in this, now when I put the potato peelings in here, it's not going to be smelly. Thanks everyone for watching. This portion of the video, which is the end of the video, is a product review because I have a lot of subscribers who really like my product reviews. This one is a full tutorial on starting the seeds with the seed starting kit. See you guys again tomorrow. Hi everybody, it's me, Homestead Tessie. I'm sitting in front of my greenhouse because today we are going to have a full demonstration of the seed starter kit. So this is the seed starter kit with the grow light. I really like these because they are small and portable, and it's everything you need except for the garden soil and the seeds to create beautiful plants that will bring you so much enjoyment with gardening. I really love gardening, and gardening can fulfill such an amazing thing in your life. Let's go ahead and open this up. Today I am going to be planting some very unusual seeds that require a seed starting kit like this. Some seeds are harder to germinate, but when you have a kit like this, it makes it so much easier. So the first thing that I'm going to show you is it has each individual seed starting cells. So this is what it comes with. It actually has 2 of them. We are only going to be using 1 of them today. And then it has the bottom, and this is where all the water will drain into. So we'll go ahead and put that together like that. So it comes with 2, so it's 2 of each. And then we have its own lights. Now these are very important to have seed germination. It comes with your own little tools. So this is like a little scoop. This is here to dig into the ground to drop your seeds in. Then we have little trowels. And then we have the ventilation. Now that is another important thing when it comes to seed starting. So let me show you this here in a minute. So it comes with 2 of the domes, and this is what creates your own little greenhouse. So when you start your seeds, you're going to put this on top. And you're going to keep this dome on top until your seeds are germinated for about 2 inches. After that, then you don't keep the top on it. This is just to get your seeds to germinate. Now on this, you're going to have these little ventilation. So what you want to do is you want to put the ventilation discs in the top, and you're going to close everything when you first plant your seeds. Okay, so you want to close everything. So the tops here are going to be closed, just like that. When the seeds start to germinate just a little bit, then you're going to open them up. You water them 1 time. After that, you won't need to water them too much because with the dome on, it's going to produce its own very moist environment. So it's going to look like this, and it's going to be very moist. But once your seeds are this high, you have to take the dome off, and then of course you're going to have to watch your watering a lot more. I'm going to go ahead and fill this up with soil. I'm going to show you my seeds, show you planting them, and then that way you can see this full tutorial how to use the seed starting kit. Alright, so you can take the bottom of your tool, and it's going to make indentations right in the center of each square. And go ahead and do this to each one. That way your plant grows nice and straight, and it's right in the middle. Oh no. And now you're going to water it very well. Now we're going to put the dome lid on top. And we are going to close the dome lid so there's no ventilation until they start germinating. Now what you can do is, it comes with this LED grow light. Now I'm not going to use these because I don't need it because we are in the springtime. But if you want to grow this in your house, in a basement, grow it somewhere that it's not outside, you will need one of these. And this is what it looks like. But we are not using that today because we don't need to. And there you go. That is how you plant the seeds. This is really nice because it's the whole kit. It comes with the labels and all of the tools that you need To have a successful garden,